So in the Design Museum I am working on a stool which is using leather that's hardened using heat, which is a progression of work I've been doing since my time at the RCA. I've sort of developed the process to make it more appropriate for mass production. I'm using a leather seat which is formed and hardened, and then comparing it with other sort of elements like cast aluminium and brass and this kind of thing.
I'm completely irrational. I have absolutely no kind of rational mindset, really. I'm much more kind of a believer in kind of intuition and just kind of going with it because it feels like you should be doing it. I respond really to material, I suppose. I work a lot with free and found materials. That's kind of all my work is about reappropriating kind of detritus and kind of waste to an extent. So if I see a material, I really kind of try and break it down and sort of work with its constituent parts and try and kind of rework it and remake it and kind of then kind of grow from there. And then, you know, in the instance of this Design Museum show, it's like, how would chipboard be made? Where would it be made? You know, where would you kind of start to source these materials from? And that kind of comes from simply seeing a whole load of unwanted chipboard furniture on the streets.
I first started working with leather when I read about it in a book in the library at the RCA, and I read about it's more the process of making leather irreversibly hard. I mean, a lot of the work I've done up until now has been boiled leather, and when it dries it becomes like plastic or timber, and it was really that alchemical process which I found really exciting. More about the process that really sort of fired my imagination.
I'm interested in the kind of the driver, the kind of the bit behind the product, I suppose. So I'm more interested in that, and then the products kind of spill out from this and they kind of come from that. So it's about kind of having kind of integrity to the product, even if the aesthetic is a bit weird and a bit kind of wrong and a bit odd. And I think that I'm interested in that. I'm interested in kind of trying to sort of maybe redefine and kind of create a new aesthetic, and actually that comes from story and not come from kind of imagery and the slick kind of selling part of it, I suppose. It's more about kind of playfulness and the kind of idea of something being free is that you've got an excuse to kind of do something with it.
The Design Museum project I really see as the beginning of development of a range of branded objects where I'm sort of putting into practice this philosophy, I suppose, about crafts and volume productions. I think the future of product design is, well, for me at least, it's really about this partnership between crafts and mass production. So how can you take something with the inherent kind of qualities of a craft object, its texture and its richness and its sort of contextual story perhaps as well, and how you can fuse that or make it work in a way that's suitable for volume production.